Let's continue on to another basically DVD sets, and that of course the Milk Creek sets. So, yeah, I'm basically doing this a three-part version, so definitely for sure for that recipe in mind. So of course, we're gonna start off basically a animated movie that not animated movie. I wish it was an animated movie. Anime series. And I only run for 40 episodes. And I'm surprised that Milk Creek, they really are just step up their gamers. I mean, there's some Milk Creek stuff that I'm just really looking forward to getting. I'm just love their sets. I mean, they're just awesome, really. With because there's Milk Creek, you're really getting the ball. I mean, yeah, of course. What's that other basic movie? Well, the DVD company, Shaft Factory. Yeah, they're fine, really, but Milk Creek, they really are trying to step up in the game. And that's, of course, basically, again, the 40 episode series, Street Sharks. Now, I haven't seen Street Sharks since, I think when it was fairly new in the 90s. And this was something I was really looking forward to basically picking this up, because this was during 1994 to 1996. So this was during right after, originally, when this show got popular, and this was of course the DiC Entertainment anime cartoon. It is a typical version of Teenage Ninja Turtles, but it involves with sharks. Nothing more I can say about it. But I do like the idea of having a reputation of Teenage Ninja Turtles from other basic animals. There's of course there was Street Sharks. There was of course Extreme Dinosaurs. One of them to be the four basically kind of like turn them to half show Ninja Turtles kind of like rip off. And I think that's I know of. I don't know what other basic anime they did that rigid format to make rip off the Teenage Ninja Turtles version. I know, of course, Battletoads is like a adaptation of rip off of Teenage Ninja Turtles. So that's the third one. And I think that's pretty much it. That's what I know of originally. That's pretty much it. But really, I enjoy really watching some of the episodes. Didn't really watch much often of it because, well, it just kind of got a little too weird, Richard. But still, I did like to watch I did watch the first pilot. I did watch the first base of how they were generic. How we pronounce it? Gene themselves basically turned into sharks, into the format. If you look at Bruce, of course, Ninja Turtles, they turned to humanized basically turtles, and for basically you got the humans turning to human basically sharks that basically not really eat pizza, but also eat kind of like junk food. That's the base of this anime form. But it is a nice research to basically see this form. So of course we have the front cover, which you got all the four sharks characters. I don't know much about the characters, but I know for a fact it is pretty epic. Of course, their names is of course Johnny, John, Bobby, Corbin, and Synchronum, if I pronounce the name right, who basically team up to stop Dr. Canuden and his basically deadly species of basically transforming the citizens into Fisherlight City into basically mutants with no free will. Yeah, that's pretty epic right there, originally. That's a nice version. Sorry about that. Yeah. So that's, of course, the entry basically of how the sharks were basically created. And you do have a bonus episode of Cops, the case of the boy who cries the sea monster. And that's pretty nice. So based on towards the set, well, this is a Milk Creek set, and I actually did not like I didn't say I didn't like Richard. I just don't like the fact that you got the basically Milk Creek DVDs in a basically format package of basically you put them in the how do you pronounce it? Those black rigid casing. But I did venture fashion myself to put them in the decent DVD casing. But the only thing is the 4-disc set. So you have disc 1 and 2. Let me take the discs out. I gotta be careful with these. And then you got disc 3 and 4. So not too bad. And of course you do have a bonus episode of the of Cops, which is down here. I don't know if you're about to see. There we go. Down there. And that's pretty much it. So originally, to my sense, I really kind of like this anime. I finally remember seeing this on television. I know it wasn't really getting that much popularity. I know they actually did toys adaptation and actually did kind of commercial bits. So yeah, I don't know if that was basically part of the cases of that, Richard, because generally it was basically not really all about all those things. And the next set, Richard, that I want to pick up, and this is I finally remember. I used to own this on VHS originally, and I was surprised I didn't really own it anymore, so I didn't really mind it was on DVD. And that was, of course, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad C Volume 1. Yes, I've been really wanting to basically see this on DVD format. I know they actually did a couple basic VHS volumes, but I don't think they actually did an actual complete series set of DVD. But fortunately, thanks to Mel Creed, they actually did not only basically Volume 1, they actually did Volume 2. It's already out already. I'll definitely pick that up, hopefully sometime being. Of course, a rip-off adaptation of Power Rangers. That's also another basically kind of rip-off Power Rangers, and that is, of course, Superhuman Tattoo, Giant, something like that version. I can't pronounce it, but you know, the kind of format version that they actually did receive from this. This was basically in 1993, and of course it was Dig Entertainment. So of course, basically on this basic title, it says, "Let's Samurai, guys! It's time to kick some giga butt." Directed based on the cyber competition of the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad Volume 1. Matthew Glenford, also basically Mr. Dafar and basically the hot chick, starring as Sam Cullen, a zipper kid with basically a talent for a program of video games. One day, while basically permanent of his rock band originally, Sam was suffered to the sudden enemies and an energy source to transform into the one of the characters of his video game one of the characters in his video games. After Sam and his high school friends discovered that the alien warlord, pronounce the name right, warlord, has the effect of a digital world with monsters and masters in the creating of Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. In order of the salmon, the evil basically of gain of much of entered the cyberspace to rid up base of the Earth basically answer the digital containment of its exposed. In digital inconvention, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's more of the cyber-based world samurai style with Sam, Sally, Tragedy, and Cindy. I've been pronouncing it Cindy, Tramps, and I can't pronounce his name. As fighting the evil Comic-Con, Carnoton, and his evil monsters in the cyberspace conundrum. Yeah, not much about this anime. Not much about this live-action rip-off Power Rangers knockoff. But it's not a bad, usually, kind of like series. I know they actually did 3 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. I know it was probably 3 or 2 seasons. But you get all 20 episodes of the Superhuman Samurai Squad for the first time on DVD, which is kind of interesting because this show hasn't really got much fan art, really. Much as fans people wanted. I mean, I fondly remember I used to basically own the toy, the actual basically samurai toy, along with basically with the samurai transformer when he transformed the Mega Superhuman Samurai Cyber, when all the main 4 vehicles were formed based on the Superhuman Samurai Squad Megazord. And that's what basically this character is. You know, he's a samurai, but he is also a super samurai who is kind of the cyberspace take on basically in ninja format. Yeah, you can try to say that there's a lot of rip-offs of this show, because you can see that the martial arts of it is so kind of terrible. I mean, it's not bad, it's just not really promising, because of course you got the character, the guy who's basically in the samurai suit, is trying to do all these high kicks and everything else. It's like, and even the voice acting is just terrible, but it's actually just terrible, great looking to watch this again. And, you know, having this in a nice rigid format, I mean, the quality looks nice. I mean, it's a little kind of pitch, usually, bitch glitch, but it's nice to decent quality, and I'm surprised that Mel Creek doesn't try to ruin their quality for basic for nice and rigid sets. And yeah, dirt cheap for basic for about $5. I actually got this online originally through Amazon for about, I think was going a total for I think 5 or 10 originally, based on when they were selling. But they were selling this for about $5 or $10. So third basis of that, you have of course the wonderful basic front cover of the samurai guy, or superhuman samurai, and on the back you have a nice good artwork on the back of the samurai hero fighting a alien creature somewhat. And you have the of course the clip on. You have I did not notice Matthew Murdock was in the show, which I did not notice. Like, oh my God, that's the guy who did the son Richard from Mrs. Doubtfire, and I was like, oh, okay, that is him. And I just did not notice until basically he was just kind of like automatically just basically being the kind of the young, but basically unknowing child actor Richard basically in that movie. So that's not too bad. Richard seeing him again, Richard seeing this in this form. I do fondly remember him, but I did not notice he was in the show. I did not notice until I basically heard about he was in Mrs. Doubtfire. So, yeah. So, into base of the set, you have of course, a 3-disc set. So you have, of course, disc 1 and 2, and then on the front of it, you have disc 3. So, not too bad, Richard, for basically this wonderful set. I mean, it only runs for about, let's see, let me basically get this up for a second here. So, there we go. Okay. It only runs about 10 hours and 30 minutes, so it's not too bad for basically for 28 episodes. Of course, this one was running for about 14 hours and 47 minutes. So compared for this is a lot more longer. Because, like I said, this is only basically 40 episodes for the complete series. And this is only 28 episodes for basically for the volume 1. So basically that's pretty nice for these sets right here. So next up we have, of course, movie adaptations that, are very well kind of interesting. We'll get to the other TV show sets, which will be a little bit later. But I do have 2 more basic TV show sets. So, to interpret that, Richard, we have a bunch of basically of Mel Creed movies. Now, of course, Mel Creed is basically their low budget, basically doing these low budget movies they put out, and I didn't really mind to get them, Richard, because I did have a bunch of basic foodies. So, of course, we're gonna start off with none other than War Awards of the 20 legendary movies. This is, of course, you have all basically like Tarzan, The Hero of Rome, and so forth, and even Hercules. You actually have a few basic Hercules movies on this basic wonderful set. I haven't really gone through them. I have watched one basically of this set, and that was, of course, the Tarzan ones, and that was pretty much it, which the base I know of, because, like I said, you have such a bundle base of these movies, and they're just like, you either get like 20 or even 15 basically per each basically movie basically for each disc, and it is a 4-disc set. And we open up, and this is what I kind of was very confused of, and this was I don't know why they actually put them in basically in a proper casing. They actually had they ditched basically the paperweight sleeves and go with basically putting them in all together. But all in all, they're not really bad, Richard. The only thing I think that is, Mel Creed's is always basically trying to go cheap and trying to make sure that they keep their sets really go cheap, Richard, until basically they get more basically DVD casing for their sets. So hopefully for Mel Creed, keep up the good work, guys. You really are, punching yourself, Richard, as of course as fans who are trying to get these movies, Richard, to basically people movie fans who are basically wanting to see these movies. And of course we have the 12 movie festival feast, Zombies on Brain. Now, I actually picked this up during through Halloween, and the one thing I wanted to pick this up is because not only you have all these some of the Halloween, but you also get Night of the Living Dead. Now, I've been really wanting to see that movie for some time, and this is the first time I ever saw it. Really watching Walking Dead and basically watching the Night of the Living Dead, and I guess Dawn of the Dead originally, I have to admit it's not really bad. The only thing I will say about the Night of the Living Dead, it's a very kind of like sort of odd zombie type movie. It's not like just like blood and gore and everything. It's like they were trying to develop what would the zombie would look like, how would the zombie would walk, how he would basically will try to attack you or just basically like that. And it's pretty kind of epic, because you have Julie O'Donnell and Don Jones and Ken Handerman in this movie, and I thought that was pretty nice, Richard, to see it. But the only thing I find that pretty weird, Richard, is that is the actors who are trying to portray as zombies. And, you know, it's a low budget, you know, 1968 film. It's very well low budget and everything else. Not only that, you have other based zombie movies. You have, of course, The Comfort of the Souls, Dead of the Man Walking, Horror of the Zombies, House of the Living Dead, probably not the direct sequel, basically, of the Night of the Living Dead, King of the Zombies, The Last Man on Earth, Mutant, of course, Night of the Living Dead, Descendants of the Zombies, Society of the People, Teenage Zombies, and White Zombie. So for all the bases of the zombie movies, you get basically 112 basic movie pack. So that's not too bad. So you have, of course, the front cover when you have the wonderful bloody cover base of the zombie, and it's basically from the of the zombie around him. And on the back, you got a list of basically all 12 movies on there, and the glorious red text. I really like that, Rich. I like the red text, Rich. I like the texting, Rich. It really is nice. Then inside, of course, one of these days, you got them basically in the Problem 1 DVD casing. I don't know what it is, but I guess because they want to go on cheap to, of course, I guess basically to London, basically to go on cheap. So that's fine. So then we go to another basically set, which well, of course we have basically another set, which I really love the spaghetti westerns, and I didn't mind to basically pick them up. Pick another basic spaghetti western. So we have, of course, Old West Outlaws, the 20 western movie pack, which is really nice. I actually watched one of them originally, and that was, of course, what was it? I think it was something originally. I can't remember what it was. But all in all, you get all 20 movies basically in one basic set. I know, of course, you have One Eye Jack, which is actually of course, the other private basically of Milk Pizza that I actually basically owned a couple months basically when I was just moving pack up my old place. So that's there. You also get other new movie basically based western movies. You got The Last Rodeo, you got The Last Ranch of the Ranch of Rincon Prime, Day of the Wolves, Godman, Deadwood 76, Any Gun Can Play, Dan Kenny Law, Boot Hill, Law of 45S, Yam, Jovit, Kid of Revenger, This Man Can't Die, Dead Aim, Raw Hit, Servant Gun, Servant Journey, Hanging Man, Crying Blood Angus, and Buffalo Stampin'. So, touring the base of all the western movies, you get all 20 movies. Not too bad, really. Like I say, I haven't really watched all of those basic 20 sets, but I am going to try my best to reacquire basically getting the basic involvement in this whole movie. And of course, we got another basic set version, and that, of course, Taboo Tales. Now, like I say, I wasn't really up at basically picking this up, but I thought, what the hell? I thought, well, why not? I'll pick it up just for the complete set, but I agreed. And it's a very bizarre, it's one of the basic bizarre basic films I ever watched. Because I was watching of course, the Midnight Agent Menace, and that is, of course, this one here. When you have a bunch, I hate to say it, for no disrespect for basic for little people, but you have little people who are westerns, cowboy boys and cowboy girls, trying to be very good as it's fine for for a basic old school. Actually that is, of course, this is actually the marijuana kind of menace. This is the marijuana. What was the where is it? I know I just saw it originally. Oh yeah, the Terror of the Tiny Town, which is a very, 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 very kind of really taboo tale flick. And this is actually a drop up drama, kind of like in the early 30s, 40s, and 50s movie eras. Because this is actually taken really based off the 30s, 40s, and 50s movie kind of era. So, yeah. For the Marijuana Menace, it's kind of like based on a bunch of group of high school students who take out marijuana, and that's it. I mean, the only thing I will have to say is basically Terror of the Tiny Town. I mean, that is kind of probably the most very epic, very taboo film I ever watched, and definitely like to watch all the other movies because you have, of course, the Riders of Madness, The Vengeance of the Darters, Cocaine Phyllis, Chain of Life, Terrors of the Tiny Town, Wild and Wicked, Test Tube Babies, Mad Young, Marijuana Menace, The Marijuana Menace, Sex Madness, Cannabis Live with the Souls, and She Ain't Saying No. So yeah, not much I can say about it, but really this is kind of nice for this set to pick it up. So of course you have the front cover with basically all the Ties movies. So especially shocking 12 consecutive events of spectacular scandalous movies or films, pronouncing that right. So yeah, oh, basically I could show you that cover with the female basically in red picture. We have all the movies, and of course we have in them basically in one DVD casing. Come on, man, Creed, get yourself a nice, decent DVD case. I know you're trying to base it on cheap, but come on. And next up, we have, of course, a 4-movie pack. Well, we have one basically is an 8-movie pack and 4 movie pack. So, of course, we have the 4-movie pack with basically starring basically Mr. Swipes in the front cover. Where you have, of course, a lot of well-known basic stars. I'll make to know basically celebrity stars. Then you have, of course, one of the basically all-time, one of my favorite Richard Marshall, all-time action kind of guys, Jet Van Damme, if I pronounce it. Van Damme. I call him Van Damme versus said Jet Richard. Van Damme, the guy who did basically Street Fighter movie, which he did very terrible, but in his movies, he's all featured with basically with, of course, the Soldier, the Universal Soldier Return, the Knockoff, the Hard Cops, and Second Command. So, the Universal Soldier I never seen. I have heard of it. I have really seen it before, but it's been probably some time being. I'm not sure when I've seen it originally. I do quite remember seeing him in that movie, but I only remember seeing him in Street Fighter. So, that's pretty much it for that. And then originally, of course, for Wesley Snipes movie, he's only featuring in one movie he's in, and that is, of course, The Common Order. And the other movies, of course, featuring with stars Ricochet, Jeff Kinnan, and Mark Rappelman, I pronounce it. But yeah, really this like other basis action and basically action guys, famous people, and they are featuring, of course, The Face of Terror, The Blood of Crime, and The Crash Point, and the Hunt for Eagle One Crash Point. So yeah, really kind of nice epic action film. And then we have, of course, one of the, I think it's probably my favorite action film, Steven Seagal Feel 4 movie pack. When you have Steven Seagal, basically, he's only featured in 2 movies. He only featured basically in Tech Force and Into the Sun. I have to think that Into the Sun is probably not the best, usually, Steven Seagal movie in every time. I do remember seeing him in The Patriot when he was this, school teacher and being a doctor and everything else. So I thought that he was fine based in that movie, basically. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe just me, basically. But also you got other basically basically action stars. You have Dolphin Lundgren and King. How do you pronounce his name usually? The guy who did Richard Batman Forever. Van Keenum, if I pronounce it. He's actually in this movie, Concertinent. And then basically Dolphin Lundgren, he's actually in this movie, Russian Specialist. So, contend for that's pretty awesome. Now, here's the thing about this set, and this, of course, the Falling Upward 8 movie pack. Now, the reason why I want to get this is because it has this movie, Shazam, starring none other than Shaquille O'Neal. That's if I pronounce it. No, Shaq O'Neal or something. I think it's just kind of Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq O'Neal. I can't pronounce his name really, but O'Neal, the guy who is who is official basketball NBA superstar. And the reason why I wanted to get this because I fondly remember seeing this movie on the Walt Disney Channel back in 1998 or 99. I can't remember which it was during time. But this movie, that was probably the most bizarre way for Shaq to basically feature it. I mean, we see him basically in Steel. Now, I haven't seen that movie Steel. I haven't seen it. So, don't try to spoil me for it. I haven't seen it. But the reason why this movie is so kind of bizarre, he starts to be it because it's a genie. Then, of course, you have the child star. I forget what his name is, but I don't know what his name was. But you have the child star who grants his basically, I guess, 4 or 3 wishes, something along that runtime basically in this movie. And he's on me to just be as a douche. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, it feels like, the one thing that I hate about this movie, is because, the guy, the actor who played the kid, whatever his name is, I can't remember, which basically, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen this movie. But the only thing I hate about that is because he is trying to tell basically Shaft, when he's granting basically 4 or 5 wishes. And then he automatically just be such a douche and a jerk to Shaq because he wants to have a family back. It's like, why is that big as a big deal? I mean, it's not too often basically seeing that basically for any family member who basically have a divorce trial for basically any child. But what can you do? But the other movies that basically are featuring, you have of course The Wrong Guy, The Sixth Man, It's Pal, the movie. Never seen that originally. Basically, love the basic. Watch it. Go Fishing, Mr. Rome, Carriage Boy, Shazam, and also you got Crime. I can pronounce. Credit Prime, starring basically the guy who did Home Alone and Home Alone 2, and also you have of course David Wayne, who did much of basic movies that he's been in, like of course Blank Man, Mo Money, I think Last Man Stand. I mean, the guy is a nice reserve. And also you have what's his name? Shoot. Oh, Daniel Raff. Man, yeah, how you pronounce it? The guy who did the Ghostbusters movies. You have him there, and then I haven't really thought that she was in this movie originally. I'd like to check that out. So yeah, nice really set. So you got the front cover, you got the back, and you have of course this time not only just based in a single case, we have him in a triple case. So this right out basically for 4 movies. I didn't know much about the quality if it was probably only trying to remove me. I know for a lot of film fans who have disagreement about seeing their movies and basically in these kind of sets, and I don't know if I have really got a chance of watching them, so I might get a chance to do that version. But I like these sets because you get not only this with that, you also have them in a proper casing, but you have you have basically movies in the price of one. So you have 2 movies in the price of 1 disc. So that's not too bad. So that's of course the Van Damme set. Of course you have Stevenson Skull, and of course it's followed basically of Action Heroes and the other set, which is nice. And the quality, it's not too bad versus everything else. And then of course you have Wesley Snipes in basically one area, and that's that. So not too bad. I mean, the reason why I like about these is that they actually released in basically 4 packs. They actually did a couple of Blu-ray ones. So maybe I'll probably pick those up, maybe hope sometime being. So that's that. So let's put these up here. Then we'll go to another TV show sets. Now, of course, I really been wanting to basically get some cop drama version for some time being, and this one, of course, is another basic ripoff. But this was during right after Power Rangers came before, because Power Rangers didn't really came out originally basically in 1993 or 95, somewhere around that. I get so confused based on year about what shows come on in basically year. So that's another big story, part of the story. So you do have, of course, basically probably most convenient just sci-fi basically monster giant to a robot version of, and that is of course Ultraman, the complete series, and this was basically released with all this time. And the reason why I was basically wanting to get this. The reason why I get it is because, well, it's a nice version, set version. I thought I could check it out. I actually watched the first episode. I haven't watched the entire episodes yet. So, yeah. So I probably will get a chance to doing that, but definitely love having this. And the great thing I like about this is because not only that, you have the Dolby Digital, well, Dolby English dub. Based on the track, you also basically get very well considered the basis of interview with the creative team basically did the show. So what they actually did, they actually put this version in nice format. You have Ultraman's face on based on the front cover, and you have this here. You have basically the title and the featurettes on the other side, which is kind of weird. But, you know, it's fine. And I guess it all depends with what you're trying to design, Rich, and everything else. So that's that. And you have, of course, Ultraman and basically his I guess his form and base of body basically transform into. So you have that. And then it is a 39 episode on 4 discs. So we're going to put it up. We have, of course, all the discs in one basic package, which is nice. So they all basically contain in basically on their form in their form in basic one disc. And the quality you're probably looking at basically pay a total of 10 basic episode per disc. So it's not too bad. The only thing the quality is not really not really interesting, but really decent good quality. And we of course have another mini series that will only last for only for one season. And I'm surprised that I was looking forward to actually holding on to this one. As of course, probably the most least cop drama I ever watched, version, and never heard of it, version, but love to pick it up. So of course I have Daybreak, the complete series, starring Tyron Diggs. I love basically most of basically some and actors, but I look at this and think, no, Tyron Diggs in this show called Daybreak. Love to pick that up. Also, there's actually the actor who did the agent from Chunk, the TV show Chunk on NBC back in 2000. What was it that should come on? I think in 2010 or 2011, something around that time. But really like the actor version. I already watched the first episode, and the thing about this show, it's more kind of like a time force factor based mini series because it divides with basically what happened and what happened driven and everything else was really what's going on for Diggs' character. And it's actually not a bad version for a lot of reasons, so that's not too bad. So of course we have, of course, the front cover. We have the front cover, which is nice. Then we have, of course, the back cover. So on total basically with 13 episodes, which is very much a short basic mini series, so it's not too bad. Short basic special features. We have all basic 13 episodes, including 7 episodes never before aired basically in the network broadcast, running basically the brunt of the series, especially the. Then of course we have for featurettes we have interviews with cast and crew. You get all basically 13 audio commentaries, all 13 episodes, which is very well nice. I mean, not many basically shows I know of will basically do 13 episodes of commentary. especially when you look at the Spider-Man anime, the new Spider-Man anime series. It does have all the basic features, including all the basic commentary based in one set. Then you have behind the scenes footage, and that is pretty much it for that set. And as we can show you the distance itself, and here it is. This is basically, like I said, I just watched the first pilot, and I find it very well interesting, very well enjoyed for show. Really enjoyed for really moment. So we're gonna take a quick break because, like I say, I'm gonna basically get myself some water, and I'm thirsty, and we'll continue on to my collection of what I purchased through the purchase of 2013. So alright, see you until then, part 3.